Hey guys, welcome back to the No Quitters podcast. This is Real Talk with Dan Ray.
And Benny Salcido.
And today, guys, we're going to be talking about limiting beliefs and how much they impact people in pursuing their dreams, right? And what would you want to say about that? What do you think is...
Well, so I want to start with, look, it's a rainy day. It's a beautiful morning. We haven't had water. It's perfect. But what are the thoughts that come to people in our industry in real estate when it's raining? What are the things that come up for them?
Oh, man, it's raining. I'm not going to go out there. I'm not going to work.
I'm going to stay home.
Yeah, let me chill. Let me sleep in.
Yeah, se pegan las cobijas, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the reality is the thoughts that come throughout your day, thoughts that control the way you behave, control what you do, that you don't even pay attention to. Like that, like in the morning, it's raining. Oh, you look outside, it's raining. I'm going to sleep in.
Right.
Those are the things that stop people from succeeding in business. Rather than getting up and saying, awesome, let's go. This rain is washing away all the bullshit. Let's get to the office and let's make things happen.
Right. Let's make some phone calls. There's other ways to generate business, right?
Of course.
I mean, you've been a coach for a long time, Benny. Where do you think these thoughts or this programming comes from?
Well, for most of us, unfortunately, every one of us has limited beliefs, and they come from how you were raised, and some you have no idea that you've inherited even from generations of shit that just come and get in the way. And the reality is that has nothing to do with where you want to go. You choose. Like, you just came from an amazing retreat where for yourself, you got clarity on what's important in life for you.
Yeah.
A lot of things, right?
I mean, this was my first ayahuasca retreat. It was definitely a hard reset on myself, right? I went through a trip where I basically dissolved my ego, right? I was everything and nothing at the same time.
Yeah.
But to me, that was a hard reset. And it made me see a lot of things differently and appreciate a lot of what other people take for granted, right? A lot of time, just waking up grateful sets the pace for the rest of the day.
Absolutely.
Going to sleep grateful is just waking up and just having that gratitude in your heart. Everything tastes different, man. Even your coffee tastes different when you live from that level of consciousness.
See, you said a key thing. Reset.
Yes.
The reset is rewiring, reprogramming. Mm-hmm. It's viewing life in a different way. In essence, what happened to you is you had a paradigm shift. After experiencing something there at this retreat that you had, you now look out that same window that you used to look out of, but you see things differently now.
Yeah.
And now you choose what you want to see. Now you can choose what you want for yourself. And when you come back from a retreat or a seminar or something that you choose for yourself, it's a clean slate. Pick and choose what you want for yourself.
Yes.
That's key.
Yes. So let's just say people that have these limited beliefs from childhood, right? What are some things that they can seek for, look for, or basically to identify these things so that they can overcome them?
So I'll give you an example of a limited belief that I had as a kid, but you can either go one way or another way with it. And I'll give you the example. So when I was about maybe 12 years old, I was playing with the older kids in the neighborhood, and we used to play hide and seek, tag, and run around. And, it was just, and it started getting dark. And I have an older sister that's 2 years older than me and a brother that's 4 years older than me. And all the other kids were 15, 16, and I was the young buck at 12. And when it started getting dark, I remember this one kid, his name was Nestor. He said, "Hey, Junior, you need to go home. You need to go home. It's getting dark. You're too young to be around us." And I was like, what the hell? And I looked for my sister, for backup. And she's like, "Yeah, Junior, go home. It's getting dark." And I look for my brother's support, and he goes, "Yeah, go home, Junior." So I left aguitado. I left feeling down. And I didn't know that in that moment, subconsciously, I told myself, watch, motherfuckers, you're going to want to be around me when I get older. Subconsciously, I told myself, other people could have taken it with, no one wants me. Something's wrong with me.
Yeah.
I'm not accepted. And then isolate yourself. I didn't. That's actually a strong suit. That's called a strong suit when you create something that helps you in life. I pinpointed to that conversation when I was 12 years old that happened, and I made something positive out of it. But not everybody does. And we have experiences in life when someone said, you could have been at the table and you dropped your glass or whatever and poured on the table, and someone said, "Ay, pendejo," or something, because we come from families where, hey, they just call it what it is. That's his manso or whatever.
And it sticks.
That sticks.
Shit.
And those things stop people in life.
I mean, I remember growing up, I would go to restaurants with my mom or my dad, and they didn't want me to be loud because I would maybe interfere with other people, right?
Yep.
I couldn't express myself, so I was taught at a young age to just be quiet, talk slow, talk low, right? And that was a limited belief for me for a long time. I couldn't express myself for the life of me, you know what I mean? And I mean, obviously, after I overcame that, then things started happening for me. But that's just one thing now looking back.
And I can relate to that one because I remember, because my dad worked in the restaurant industry. And so he was like, we would go out to eat and he's like, hey, keep it down, keep it down. Hey, apláquense. Like he was concerned that someone was going to get upset.
Bothered or whatever.
Right? Because he came from service, but he wanted to make sure we were behaving properly. And that suppressed us from expressing ourselves. Yes. And at the end of the day, who's the most free-spirited human beings on this planet? Are little kids that don't have the limited beliefs. They don't have any of those filters. And they'll go up to a person in a wheelchair with one leg and say, hey, what happened to you? Like, hey, where's your leg? Like, because they don't know any better. And then we're like, hey, muchacho, that's wrong. Don't say that. That's not nice. And then you're like, that's where the programming starts. They say drunks and children tell the truth. Why? Because no filter.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention these kids. When I started doing sales, one of the things that I would look at was kids, because they have no filters, right? And you can see a kid coming into their parents and be like, "Hey, I want this ice cream." No, you're not going to get it. 30 minutes later, they're walking around with their ice cream, right?
Yep.
It's amazing how at such a young age you're guiding someone to be or not to be, right? And it does affect a lot of us because, I mean, we come from Latinos and our parents did tell us, hey, keep it quiet. Don't say too much.
Yep.
Don't embarrass yourself. Don't be too loud. Don't laugh too loud.
Yeah.
Right? And those things can come and kind of hunt you down when you grow up.
Absolutely. I mean, I remember as a kid when we would go visit, even family, cousins or whatever, or the aunt's house, the tia's house, and they're like, se sientan ahí, no se levanten, anden de pediches, Don't go asking for the fruit, or I want a piece of bread, or hey, just sit down and you're right there all like a sergeant. They look at you and you're like all scared, paranoid. And
another thing, man, I would go into, I don't know how it was in your family, but I was raised in a family where we all used to just throw shade at each other. You know what I mean? I haven't seen them in years. Yeah. And the first thing they'll be like, oh my God, look how much weight you got.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Nothing positive. It's always some bullshit, right?
Yeah. And so you kind of stay with all that shit. Now you're conscious about this, you're conscious about that. And those are all limiting beliefs.
Right. And in life, even though you're making progress, it's not enough. And you wonder why you have issues, because we've been told we weren't enough. Like, if I was like, okay, I was doing well. Yeah, but look at your sister. She's doing better. And she's younger than you. And I was like, what the fuck? Well, she's just smarter than me. Like, I don't know. Fuck. She used to help me when I was in college with homework and she was younger.
Yeah.
But it's the things that people say, but you got to think. I know my dad had somewhat of an education, but a lot of our families, like, they only go to 3rd grade, 5th grade, 6th grade. They don't even go to high school after that. So you have to think, and I tell people, you can't be upset at your parents if they did the best that they knew. That's how they were raised. And you can't, we are going to a retreat, a seminar, to learn, to become better people, to sharpen ourselves. But they didn't have that. They were laborers, at least my parents were, and they had to go punch a clock and they had to work for a living. And so we can't be upset if they were a certain way. When said and done, they made us who we are today. We make the choices from here
and
on.
that kind of allowed us to have a different path as opposed to being fixed minded, right? What they did for us allowed us that freedom to explore other options.
Right. But yet you'll have the people that'll say, the victim sob story. But you don't know what I went through. You don't know where I came from. And it's like, that shit has nothing to do with where you want to go. I don't even know why they keep bringing it up.
Right. My dad gave me everything. My dad didn't give me everything. He used to hit me. He never hit me. It's always some stories that we keep on telling ourselves that stop us from pursuing our dreams and reaching our goals and ultimately living that life that we deserve to live.
Right. And you know what's funny? As a grown man, I'm 55 now, and in my mastermind group, we all talk a little bit about we want something for our kids, but it's their life. They get to choose. And we want something that we think is what would be good for them. But at the end of the day, it's their life. They need to be able to choose like we chose, you know? And we may have made mistakes, but hey, fuck it. We live with it. We had to
That's how you learn.
That's how we become who we are, you know?
You know what? I always hear people, especially sometimes there's good people that say, you know what? I don't reach my goals. Something always happens to me. And I'm like, okay, well, why do bad things happen to good people? Right. And a lot of it has to do with the consciousness they're operating from. They're operating from fear. They're operating from doubt. All that sums up to these limiting beliefs.
Yes.
That's what I want to expand and hopefully unleash our audience out there so that you guys can go out there and reach your goals.
So the focus on those people, because there are those people that all they ever see is the negative side of what's happening. Their focus is that lack of. Most people think that way and they don't even know they think that way, of not having or running out or something's wrong. And so when your focus is that, that's all that shows up. That's what your attention is on, and that's what the focus brings.
Right. They call it the poor people language. What if this happens? And what if that happens? And on top of that, what if that happens?
Yep.
And next thing you know, nothing's happening. You're not moving.
And they will never give themselves credit that they've come in the last 10 years and are doing well, because they're still, but the market, and but I only did this many deals. And it's actually not bad, but they have the victim mentality, which brings the poor mindset.
Right. So how do people break from this mentality, from these programmings? Because, I see it all over the place. People are operating from this shit.
So you said something really important when we were talking earlier about gratitude. If people just started their day in appreciation and being in a gratitude state, then sometimes you're so appreciative and you're in such gratitude in your heart about where you're at and how far you've come. And maybe there was challenges, but I'm good. I'm healthy. Our kids are good. We're making progress, slow, but we're making progress. When you see that, now you see the positive. You can't be appreciative. You can't be in gratitude. You can't be in that space and have a shitty day. You're going to have one or the other. So we actually get to choose what you want to see. So you either see all the good in your life or you're going to see the bad that's happening.
Yeah, I've run across people that are super pessimistic, right? Like they get excited when shit goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like, aha, I told you this was going to go wrong, and they get excited. But you're gonna reach people from all levels, right? But what would be the first step? Because transforming that state of mind, you've lived, I don't know how many years, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years living or thinking the exact same way. How do you break away from this BS? Right?
So there's 3 parts to this exercise, but I want people, just do the first part. Wake up every morning, whatever time you wake up, and write 10 things that you really appreciate and you're thankful for. Just write 10 things. How long is it going to take to write 10 things?
Not even a minute.
Okay. Let's just say it takes 5 minutes, because the reason why is because what you write today, you'll never be able to use. Tomorrow, you write 10 new things. You're going to write my life, my health, my family, my home, business. Okay, now what? Tomorrow, what? So it starts getting you to focus on all the good that you have that you didn't pay attention to. So after 1 week of doing it, you've already written 50 things that you appreciate.
Right.
Next week, another 50. And in a month, you wrote 200 things that you appreciate.
Right.
Well, you run out of things real fast. Then you start thinking about, wow, the rain. We have water.
Right.
There's countries that don't see a drop of water ever. They don't have water to drink. Like, then you start paying attention to things. And what that does, Dan, is immediately, you'll get results in a couple days. People start focusing on, you know what? It's not as bad as I thought it was. And then next thing you know, something is going to happen, like a deal falls out or something, or some bullshit happens. And then they're like, I'm not even concerned about that. It's okay. Maybe it wasn't supposed to happen. And now things change and they're like, something better's coming. And it switches. It turns on that switch that I'd say everyone has of seeing all the abundance in your life. And then you thrive because you start appreciating even the small, minor things that you never thought about.
Right.
So, like I said, once you come from appreciation, you can't have a bad day.
Right. You know, a lot of people out there, they don't want to do any changes because they think they're going to suffer. Right. Well, surprise, you're already suffering.
Yeah.
Right. What do you think would be the norm? Like 45 days, 90 days to get themselves reprogrammed and to start thinking this way?
Well, it takes 23 days to start a new habit. 23 days. So do it for 23 days. And when I tell people, just do that, and they're like, Monday through Friday, it's like, why do we have, again, that mentality of, do I have to do it Saturday? It's like, do it every day.
Yeah.
Imagine if they did it.
Yeah.
And then your family starts doing it. Your kids. My kids do it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's going to become a norm for them. When they have kids, they'll probably do it too.
Right.
And it's just being around that. So you said something important. And let's go back to the voice that's talking to them, that's giving them that the thoughts of, I don't want to do it today. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm running late. I don't have time for that. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it when I get home. I'll do it at the office. And then you don't do it. The voice is the ego. It's the inner child that is your number one biggest fan and your number one biggest sabotage. It will stop you because it doesn't like change. And when you're doing something new, like the appreciation exercise, it doesn't like it because it's not used to that. Right. Go brush your teeth with your left hand. Brush your hair with your left hand if you usually do it with the right hand. The ego's going to start tripping because you're going to think that you messed up your hair, that you didn't do it right, that it doesn't feel right. It's doing things that make you uncomfortable, that help you grow. And that's what people need to do. Little things that make you feel uncomfortable, because now that's where the reprogramming starts. Because you're controlling the voice.
Got it. So at the same time, it's not just about writing 10 things that you're appreciative, right? Because some people are trying to get lazy out there. They're going to chat GPT 10 things for the next, you know what I mean? So they got to feel it, right? So they have to jump on that frequency and add intensity, right?
Yeah.
To that.
And chat GPT cannot give you what you appreciate. It's got to come from the heart.
Right. That's why.
You've got to feel it.
Yeah.
So yes, ChatGPT is good for other things. It's not going to work for this.
Got it.
Because it has to come from your heart, your feelings, what you're seeing. Mm-hmm. It's not going to help you with that.
People need to start waking up to their true selves.
Yeah. And that's what scares people, is they're so afraid of their true potential that they're even afraid to fail. But the reality is, when you give yourself a shot, you become unstoppable. And most people never in their life ever give themselves a shot. They enjoy the fact of being the victim or the pity parties or...
Man, let's dive into that shit, because sometimes it pisses me off because some people really, really put on a show, man. I'm looking at them, I'm like, man, this is not Hollywood. Why are you putting on this act?
Right. And
why do they do that?
They get something out of bringing that up and shitting on someone's party. Because at the end of the day, you can be excited. I can say something, and there are people out there that we all know who they are. All right. They're around, they're friends, or maybe a cousin or whatever. And you'll say something like, man, this year's going to be phenomenal. or someone's going to say, oh yeah, I'm an X in income. And they're like, yeah, but you got to pay the taxes now. It's like,
Yeah.
how fucking stupid is that? The shit that comes out of people's mouth.
Yeah.
They always have to give you the one up negatively. And they don't give themselves a shot. And maybe because they're not happy with themselves, they don't want to see anyone else happy.
Right. I've seen it where like, hey, I just got this new car. Well, what year is it? Instead of being like, well, congratulations. Shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where we got to start really focusing on the people that we surround ourselves, because that also affects our energies and how we
100%.
flow.
Who you're around, who you surround yourself with, the conversations you're having is everything. Because that's either going to help you grow or hold you down. And people do. I want you guys to think, who are the 5 people you're around the most? Are they helping you grow in life, or are they holding you back? And most people never, ever stop to do that. If there's anything you do out of what you hear right now, is just that. Evaluate who you're around. Are they helping you grow, or are they holding you back?
Right.
Make the change.
Analyze what are your limiting beliefs. And if you're in a limiting environment as well, those 5 people could be your limiting environment.
Right.
Imagine you have both. You have limiting beliefs, and on top of that, you're in a limited environment.
Yep.
Things just don't go your way.
And that's all a choice, because you can get your ass up and go and say, hey, Dan, I want to be part of your mastermind group, or hey, let's do this, or hey, man, you know what? You inspire me. I want to start hold me accountable, or let's hold each other accountable. It's simple shit, but no one does it. It's so easy that it's the hardest thing to do.
People take it for granted. I mean, you already know where I came from, man. For me, every day outside the yard is a blessing, you know?
Yeah.
So some people need to experience something hard in their lives, but a lot of you guys really don't. You guys can just get this shortcut and start living that life that you deserve.
Some people have to hit rock bottom to make the change. Mm-hmm. There are people who have a heart attack and they're dying in the fucking hospital, and then they're like, man, I'm lucky to be alive. And then they have the aha moment, like, I got to start eating healthy. I got to start exercising. Like, then they change.
Right.
Someone has to be fucking flat on their ass, broke, going homeless, to say, fuck it, that's enough. It's not until someone says, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Right.
And making the change.
And we all know what we're fucking up on. We all know what we lack on. We all know where we don't put that effort on. We all know what we're procrastinating on. We all know. We just like to play that shit.
Everyone knows what it is. If someone just did one thing towards that today, you already made progress. I posted something about a little fucking snail that was on the little rail at my house or something, and it was going over the top slowly. But even that thing was making progress every second of the day. So it doesn't matter how slow or what you think it's not fast enough or you want it faster. You're making progress. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself some fucking credit.
Yeah.
To grow in life, in business, as a human being, as a business person, as a father, husband, whatever it is, it takes time. There's going to be a lot of days where you don't see the results. But at the end of the day, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 3 years from now, you'll see the results, and give yourself credit. Give yourself credit. Love yourself for that. Mm-hmm. Most people don't.
Imagine people awaken to just appreciating the journey.
That'd be badass. If people would appreciate, look, if this is the most simple thing, you want to fucking change the world, in every elementary school in the world, from kindergarten, have them write something they appreciate. Every day, one thing. When they go to 3rd grade, write 3 things. When they go to 5th grade, write 5. When they're in high school, write 10. Make that a mandatory thing every morning. There would be less bullshit in this world. There'd be less wars. There'd be less drama. There'd be more understanding people. Mm-hmm. And we'd be more sympathetic towards when people are going through challenges, because we learn to appreciate. Program people that way, not with all the fucking hate, not with all the stuff that's dividing everyone. Mm-hmm. And people don't understand. They're playing games with your mind, dividing us.
Divide and conquer.
Divide and conquer.
That's the name
and you
of the
have
strategy.
no idea. You're being divided so they can conquer.
Mm-hmm.
Let's come together. Come from appreciation.
Wow, isn't that powerful?
Help and support each other. Let's push each other. We're all going to win if we help each other.
Yeah.
That's a different way of thinking.
Yes. You know what? The minute they create an option where people can choose either this or that, and you choose something, you're already playing the game.
Right.
And that's where everything starts dividing us, right?
Yeah.
So that also is part of a limiting belief, saying, hey, you know what? I'm right and you're wrong. And now now everyone's divided.
Right. Right. And it's only getting worse and worse. And now they're even killing people because they think differently. Where we're in the country where you can speak freely of what you want and you don't have to hurt anyone, speak your mind. Now they're killing people? Are you fucking kidding me? It's getting worse and worse.
Right. When we should be appreciating everybody's differences. At the end of the day, we're all here. But you said something right now, which is if people were just stop their bullshit and focus on becoming united, that right there, I think, is what this country's afraid of. Imagine all of us united.
Power.
That right there is going to talk about limiting beliefs for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we choose what we want to program ourselves to be. Mm-hmm. That's choice.
Bring the power back to everybody.
They're taking it away from you and you don't even fucking know it.
Man, that's a strong message right there. Besides limiting beliefs when you're a child, and then also the limiting environment, what other things you think that hold people back? Because it's not just about limiting beliefs; it's limiting yourself.
Right. I think people have to understand that the voice that starts talking to everyone, that everyone here has that voice, that while I'm speaking, it's speaking to you in your mind. That voice started on everyone at 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. That's when the programming started. Again, I know it's going to eventually happen. There needs to be major change. But if we could teach the kids at first grade, second grade, what the voice is, that it's your inner child trying to protect you from looking bad, saying the wrong thing, from dying, from protecting you, when they can learn that it's protecting you, but no one's attacking you. So learn to control the thoughts. When that comes up, yes, you don't have control of the first thought, but you definitely have control of the second thought. Little kids, if they can learn that, then they know it's a bullshit thought.
Man, you'll be surprised how many people I talk to. And then I'm like, why are you defending yourself? I'm not even attacking you.
Right.
Right. And they're like, they stop and think and then they apologize. Like, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
And that happened. Oh, sheets. Ooh, threw some coffee in myself. Steph, tienes
a napkin or Kleenex or something? Is there Kleenex on right there on this?
Never mind. I already faded.
Yeah.
There's no limiting anything right here. Things happen.
It's all good. Yeah.
But this is an amazing conversation to have, because I do see this with limiting beliefs, limiting mindsets, limiting everything. Like right here, there's so many opportunity. Everyone is running on credit.
Yeah.
Right. And people are not using all the tools, everything that's necessary to just advance.
Yeah.
What else do you think people are missing that's holding them back?
I think that's probably the strongest one that makes the biggest impact in people's lives. And that in itself would empower kids to trust in themselves, to make decisions for themselves, to become independent, which is what they don't want us to be as independent. They want us to rely on them. Someone wants us to be reliable of them, what they tell us to do, how they want us to do things. And the moment
fixed-minded,
they empower a mind, watch out. Now it's programming itself to be the most powerful weapon that was designed in the history of mankind, is the fucking mind.
Imagine we all appreciated everybody's uniqueness and their ideas without having to bash them.
And never made someone wrong, right?
Imagine where we'll be now.
That. The world would be a better place, without a doubt. People would enjoy being around each other. Mm-hmm. There's people who their stomachs turn because they can't stand working where they work, because of who works there or because of who they see. And imagine that everyone was just so happy. Hey, good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? And I brought cupcakes.
Yeah.
I brought coffee, like as it should be, right? But they're like, oh, fuck that bitch. There she is. Oh, there's this one, And that's the bullshit that starts the day.
Yeah.
They leave the day accepting that their day is going to be shitty, not knowing that they accepted their day was going to be shitty. They allow
already programmed.
the voice is controlling them. So it's a computer. It's in your mind. That voice is programmed from the moment you get up to do the same thing over and over again. It's a routine. It's the way you do it, and you do it the same way. And subconsciously, you just go through your day not knowing that it's the same thing you did yesterday and the day before and the day before that. And it's just the way you operate. It's a program.
You know what? I've noticed there's two types of people, right? There's the fixed-minded. I read a lot. We all read about it a lot, right? Fixed-minded and growth-mind, right? A lot of the fixed-minded people, 9 to 5, they like basically all structured. I think those are the ones that have the most time adopting to new things. How would you help someone that operates from that level of consciousness?
Wow, that's a great question. So I use a story to get people to kind of rattle their cage. And there are people who used to punch a clock that don't punch it anymore because they see things differently from a story that I share. So I'm going to give you an example. So how old are you, Dan?
I'm 42.
42. 42 times 12. What's that number?
Let's say
520.
Yeah.
520. Is that right? 42 times 12.
504.
504. You've lived 504 weekends in your life. The average American male, or people in the U.S. live to 83, 84. So you're halfway there, which means if you, God forbid, something happens before 84, you have 504 weekends left. I want you to go to Michael's or one of those stores and buy 504 marbles and put them in a big ass jar at the entrance of your house. And every Sunday night before you go to bed, you're going to take one out and say, thank you, and throw it away because you're never getting that one back. And you only have the ones that are left in the, and not everybody makes it to 84. Now, when you start fucking thinking, I've got less and less time here, what am I doing wrong? What do I have to change?
Why do I give a fuck about what people are saying?
Why do I care what people think about me? What do I need to strengthen my family's unity? What do I have to do to become a better husband? Then you start thinking differently with that little thing right there. Because at the end of the day, that's what the average is, 84. Some make it more, some make it less, and some don't even make it to 42.
Yeah.
If you really think about it. So it gets you to really start thinking like, what do I have to change? What do I have to do? Or who do I have to be to go to 90? What has to change? To be around for my daughters, to see them have kids. Like, fuck. That's like, if
deep.
that doesn't rattle your fucking cage, go buy a pine box, crawl in and fucking die. That's serious, bro.
It is. I mean, I'm already imagining myself putting some like of the marbles or something that kind of keeps that perspective alive.
Right.
Because we all go through the day-to-day stuff. We all have issues. We all have things that we go through, challenges and everything. But there's a lot of people that just, they serve as this filter. And once they go through something, they stay with it. Like they don't let that shit go.
Right.
And they've stayed with stuff like that for a long time.
Yeah.
To the point where they're carrying so much shit, they don't even know they're carrying. Like that thing probably already changed so many times. I mean, the thing they're probably holding on to is not even alive now, or the technology was dead. You know what I mean? I'm mad because you broke my Nintendo or some shit, At the end of the day, we just gotta let things flow and let things be.
And let things go. That's the problem. A lot of people don't. They hold on to grudges and beef with people. Like, are you kidding? You fucking still hate that guy. You're 40 years old. Yeah. You used to fight him in high school and you still have the same fucking hate for that guy? Really? Like you haven't grown up? Exactly. And people don't even realize that shit. Or the cousin that said something to you and it's been 20 years you haven't talked to her. And she's going through some health issues that she could use the support, but you're like, fuck that bitch. I ain't talking to her. She fucking told me I was pendeja.
Yeah, she wrote my homework.
She ruined your life. She ruined your life. People hold on to shit. Let it go. What the fuck do I care what people think about me? What do I care that if they think I did something right or wrong? I don't give a fuck. I'm not looking for approval. The problem is society now is looking for approval. They want likes.
Yes.
They want followers.
They want to appear to be something they're not.
Don't play the fucking game. You're getting caught up. We just talked about it a few minutes ago. You're getting caught up in the control. They want you to feel that you ain't control of shit. Control yourself, you're in control. But you're being programmed. That fucking little program, IG, Instagram, all that shit is programming you. And you're addicted. And we used to laugh at the crackheads in the 90s who used to smoke crack. Well, you're fucking on crack right now on that. Addicted.
Man, I'm not even lying. Not too long ago, I was with someone and I was looking at this person and this person was scrolling like this and not even looking at the phone. The person was like this. And I was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Subconsciously,
they're doing this, right? And it's sad, but people got to awaken to this and just be out here and be appreciative that we have this opportunity. And we just got to adopt and focus. Just look for someone that's doing better than you and ask them.
And they would love to help.
Yes.
They'll give you the tips. They'll tell you how to do it. You just got to ask. Don't be afraid to ask. People who have done well want to help others. They're not the type of people that are holding on to secrets. They want the world to know what they learned. They're all about giving back, helping. And then when you learn it, you give it back. You help others. And at the end of the day, you're making this place better than when you showed up. And that's all that matters at the end of the day is what we did while we were here.
Yes. I mean, you've seen how many people we've interviewed, and we're planning on interviewing a lot more people. If you guys know of anyone that you think should or deserves to be in this show, let us know.
A message.
Let us know right away.
Yes.
You've seen them all. We interviewed them all. But at the end of the day, not one of them has said, you know what, I know all this and I don't want to share it. All of them are like, I love to share.
Yeah.
Talk to me. Reach out. We're here to help.
That's who you need to surround yourself with, is more people like that. It's not hard to do. It's just a choice. And your life will change. Their life will change. Everyone benefits. And it's a win-win-win situation. Let's all win. That's what we're here to do. Whether you're becoming a better dad, a better husband, a better businessman, starting your business, that fear of starting that business, what have you got to lose? Fucking worst case is, you failed and you know how not to do it. Exactly. And then you go on and try it again a different way or change it. Right. But at least you gave yourself a shot and you don't live life regretting never having tried.
Right. You see, that's one of the biggest things. When I started business, I was like, fuck, I don't want to fail. I don't want to. Now I want to fail as soon as possible.
Yeah. Let's get that out of the way.
Hey, let's get this out the way. Let's see if there's a better way of doing things. We're gonna get there.
Yes.
And that was a limiting belief for me for a long time. But once I made that switch, things started happening.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, I think we had a great conversation today, man.
Absolutely.
And I think it's something that we needed to talk about because no one wants to talk about that. And there are so many issues that arise in life, in the world. That shit has to be talked about. And for some people, it's an infection and it's a cancer.
Yeah.
It's a disease and it infects everyone you're around. So ask yourself the question, am I around that? Maybe it's not you. Maybe you need to get out of that environment. There's nothing wrong with changing who you're around. Yeah. It's okay.
It's time to cut some people.
That's right. Time to make the changes. With that, we leave you. And it was a great conversation. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Venny. Absolutely.
Anyone out there, if you have maybe a guest or someone that you think would be a great person to interview, send us a DM, send us a message, and we'll talk about that and figure out maybe we can get it. A powerful woman, a powerful gentleman, anyone out there that you think would be good, we'd love to interview them.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
We love you guys.
Cheers.
Cheers.